You've got carbon splitter, more carbon vents there, carbon roof, carbon spoiler. What's happening, guys? We are at, as you can see, R44 Performance. So they have kindly lent me the keys to this G80 M3 competition. I'm not sure if you can see it properly. It's quite a tight space. But yeah, I'll be doing a full review on it. I won't be taking it out for a drive. But one thing I'll say, this thing is dripped in carbon. Everything you can, and that's available for this G80 M3 comp. It is dripped in carbon. And I'll be taking that now. Right, so let's start off with the front. What's happening? So I remember when the M3 Comfort or the M3 came out, this new one G80, I was not much of a happy person when it came to the front grille. So obviously, I mean, even now, I'm kind of growing on it, kind of like the new S3, I'm growing on it. I think the vents being this big is okay, but going all the way down, it's one of those things you have to grow on it. But with the carbon look that R44 Performance provide, gives the car a totally different image. You've got carbon splitter, carbon there, practically everything you can. If we go on to the side, obviously you've got the M3 Comp, the 20-inch wheels that are absolutely stunning. It does really fit well. I believe these have spacers, but I'm not 100% sure, but I will find out from the owner. Obviously you've got more carbon vents there, carbon roof, carbon spoiler, carbon diffuser, and of course carbon exhaust tips there. It's absolutely stunning, done by R44 Performance. I can't express enough to tell you guys also. This car is definitely going to be on the list of top 10 for cool cars for sure. Honestly, it is stunning. The outside is the colour. I do like the colour. I forgot what the colour's called, but I know it's a grey. But there's a specific name for the colour. But it is definitely on the list to buy one day for sure. Go on to the inside, because I haven't actually sat in a G80 M3 yet, but I am planning to now. Right, so first impressions. I haven't sat in it yet, but the interior. So if we have a look inside, my phone fell down there. Oh, let me grab my phone. Right, so first impressions of sitting in the car. Horrible, absolutely horrible. These seats, yeah, they're full on bucket seats and all that good stuff. Getting in it, not the best thing. But first impressions of the interior. Obviously you've got the nice carbon bits. Obviously the M3 Comp from factory, they do come with carbon bits, which is absolutely awesome. Got a cool little start engine stop. It is a nice layout. It is a genuinely very nice layout. I like the whole sporty look. It is awesome. Better compared to the last one. I mean, the last M3, definitely not as good as this one. The seats, on the other hand, absolutely 10 out of 10 for sure. You even got the carbon bits there. It's a proper bucket seat. You got the full load, and the biggest thing for me is a lot of headroom, depending on of course where you're sitting, but there's a lot of headroom. You feel like you're in a proper car. You feel like you're sitting in a nice luxury BMW, which is what you want. I think a lot of manufacturers now with these top of the range vehicles, it feels cheap and plasticky, but with this there's no sort of plastic. There's not a lot of plastic going on, which is what I like the most. Definitely for the interior, so definitely 10 out of 10. I love the seats. I can't get over the seats actually. If there was an option for the M140i to have these kind of seats, I know these light up as well, but yeah, honestly, definitely 100% from me. Right, so when you first start it, car, decent, nice. It's a decent size. It's very efficient. You got all the cool stuff in there, all that good stuff. I mean, for my driving position, I could probably get used to it. I mean, I've never really had a car with obviously the display screen. I don't think I could get used to it, but I think this one I probably could. It does seem very cool. It feels like you're in a game, you know. It's pretty good. But going on to the entertainment system, right? So the entertainment system, BMW, thank you for that, for making it yet again very basic. Obviously, which is good. For example, like people who buy these cars, it's nice to kind of, especially when you're driving as well, you don't want to be fitted around with too many buttons like the Audi had. The MMI was basic, but it was still very complicated. This is very easy. It's very easy to navigate. So you've got basic media, you've got navigation, you've got the car and all that good stuff. If you're going to car, of course, I don't want to be messing around with the settings. Oh, what does that say? Inflated tires. Okay, I'll tell the people that. But yeah, so in terms of the car, you can adjust practically everything. So if you've got an M menu, you can configure all what's going on with the car. For example, like obviously how it starts and sport and all that good stuff. I don't want to go into too much detail because this is a company car. I think it's a customer's car, but they have lent me to kind of do a full review on it. Well, not a full, but enough. And one thing I've just noticed now, it's got heating steering wheel, which is a damn for my M140i, because I wish I had mine that. I might get it, might get an aftermarket one if it even works, but not really bothered. But it's still a very cool car. I mean, the interior in itself, if we go onto the, as you guys know, you know I love my space, and BMW, you might have watched my video, I don't know, but there is a lot of space here and it's very convenient. I do like, look at all that good stuff. Just saw that ticket. You got all that space. It's very spacious. This car is very, very spacious. I think as from a driver's perspective, it's a very, you feel powerful driving this thing. I know it sounds really weird, but you do feel very, very powerful. We're going to jump in the back as a passenger to kind of see what the feeling is like. Like I said, guys, I've never sat in this before. This is the first time I'm doing it. This is raw footage, none of this scripted rubbish. I'm not going to do the whole thing. This is genuine and raw footage of an M3 comp and what it's like. And yeah, we'll jump into the back, and then once we've done that, we'll jump onto the engine, do a little bit of a sound test, and we'll call it a day. Right, so if we jump in the back, first thing you notice is the insane amount of carbon on the back seat, which is what I love the most about these M3s. Honestly, it gives it such a nice touch, especially when you're sitting in the back as well. You know you're sitting in an M3. So if we jump in the back, right, whoa, okay. So best thing about it is you've got, I'm not sure if the camera can see me. Oh, there you go, perfect. Got loads of headroom, absolutely insane amount of headroom. Got about that much of headroom, which is good. You feel, I'm not sure about these holes, to be fully honest with you. I mean, obviously you've got the whole look of the M3 and all that good stuff, and the carbon bits, and obviously the bucket seats, but from a passenger sitting in the back, I could work with it. I could genuinely work with it. Like I said, space wise, not much space in the back, but it's enough. And as you can tell, BMW have actually genuinely spent proper money on a proper product, because you've got leather. It is, you've got carbon carbon, so this is a good spec M3 comp. But in terms of like storage and stuff, there's no storage in the back as far as I know, as far as I can see. But sitting in the back, definitely. Oh, I'm not sure if the lighting can see me, but yeah, sitting in the back, 100%. It feels nice and it feels very good. It's very comfortable. That's one thing, because new leather, it does take time for people to settle in the seats, but this is a brand new one and it is very, very comfortable. Now I'm going to get onto the engine, maybe some exhaust noise. Right, so BMW didn't decide to stick with the old engine, so what they've done is they've chucked the S58 engine in there, which is borrowed from the X3M and X4M, I believe. It's chucking out 473 horsepower. I believe that's like 40 more horsepower than the previous M3 model. Yeah, these things have an insane tuning capability, which compared to a lot of most BMW M models, for example, like the B58, definitely are up there. But I'm interested to see what R44 Performance have in stock for this, and in particular, especially for this engine as well. A lot of tuners are out there, are working out in terms of the tuning capabilities and see how much horsepower they can put out on stock internals. So definitely I do want to keep in touch with this car, to be fair, or this G80 M3, just to kind of see what's happening. But other than that, definitely on the list. I think I'm going to start getting some nice carbon bits on the M140i, because I think looking at this, too much carbon, I love it. I also forgot to mention carbon roof. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but if the camera picks it up, not sure you can see that. Insane, absolutely insane. But we'll get on to the last bit, which is, of course, we'll start it up. I believe the exhaust system is stock on this. I'll find out from the guys in the office. We'll see how it starts, give it a little bit of a rev, and then we'll call it a day. And this is my first full review on a G80 M3, so guys, please bear with me. I only know so much about these. I mean, I know a fair amount, but only so much. So yeah, so all you enthusiasts, please leave me alone. But I hope you guys enjoyed. So we're going to get on to the cold start, or car's been there parked however long. And yeah, we'll finish the vlog off on that, really. So stay tuned, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys obviously enjoyed that Colt starting a little bit of a rev. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that full review. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. I know it's very basic. I couldn't take it out for a drive because it is their car. It's not my car, and I'm not insured. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to stay tuned, of course. Hopefully, yeah, keep an eye on the channel because I've got a surprise for you guys very, very soon. Let's just say something's happening in April.